Some of you might know about the Lego channel Alexander Studios. He is a phenomenal Lego stop motion artist. He is my favorite to watch. He's also very big and very successful with over 500,000 followers. Very, very impressive. I used to do a little bit of stop motion, but I never did much. I did a little bit at one point, but what mostly stood out to me about his channel were his MOCs. So this is pretty much all his. 90% of this bust that you're looking at is his design. Now I took it, customized a couple things on it, not to make it better. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say to make it more realistic, to make it closer to a real bust. So I'm going to show you what those things are. And again, just remember, this complete credit goes to him. So before we go any farther in this video, click the link in the description below to go see his video if you haven't already. I would imagine most of you have probably already seen it, as this is one of the most popular Lego videos. It's famous. You type in Lego bus, this comes up. It's very famous. So if you haven't seen it, click the link below, get an idea of what his looks like, and then come back to my video. And once you have, you'll realize it's pretty similar. So the first and probably the most obvious thing I've done is I've completely tiled over the roof. That was a lot. I mean, that's a lot of white tiles, but it was worth it to me. Gives it just a more realistic look. It just gives it's smoother, just a smoother, more aerodynamic look. I think the air conditioner up top is completely the same. On the exterior, there is these mirrors. They are a little bit different, but once again, pretty similar. It's an older video, so I had access to some newer pieces that he didn't at the time of the making of the video. Moving around to the back, you can see I did something a little different with the tail lights. Again, just to give it a more of a modern look, not necessarily futuristic, but a lot of the new Prevost buses have this tail light design, and I always kind of liked it. It's angular, it's modern, it's kind of geometric, and I like it. Some more vents down here. His taillights were a little bit different, otherwise the rear end was pretty much exactly the same. When you flip this thing around, again, it's hard to convey it on camera. It's absolutely massive. It's got to be at least a foot long near it anyway. Weighs at least 2 pounds, or close to it. It's a big build. The only other thing that I changed on the exterior from his was just these doors down here. They're actually smaller, and that was only due to parts availability. However, I did tile the inside of those storage units. That was a really good idea, and I like how we made this. Again, check the link below if you want to see how we did it. However, it is very fair to say that the thing that I've changed the most from his has been the interior. From the dashboard to the seats. And so I'm going to take you on a tour of the interior of this absolutely massive bus. So you take the whole roof off, and it just comes off in one big piece. Very convenient, good design there. Then you see there are lots of people in there, so I'm going to take all those people out real quick. By the way, this bus can seat a lot of minifigures, and some of you might think, oh, that can't be minifigure scale. It's pretty dang close. You get right up next to one of those buses, they're tall. It's pretty amazing. This is Alexander's sig fig right there, and I wanted to go ahead and build him. Oh, I just dropped you. Sorry, Alexander. This is him. I wanted to build him because he had to be in this video. So actually, I think it is minifigure scale. So you can start back here. Load your luggage up in here. That's the whole floor pan of the bus, that storage area in there. So that's kind of nice. You come over here to the door. There is no door. That is a problem that he and I have both been having. I'm sure he would have added it if it were possible. It's next to impossible. I've not found a way to get it to work. It is because of the angles and every way. It's very difficult. And if there is, it's extremely unstable and looks terrible. So once we walk in here to the cab, it's very difficult to see, but you can see there is a steering wheel down there with a driver's seat, and you can see there is a GPS on the dashboard. And there looks like some form of a maps is on. There you can use the available handrails here and here, climb up the rest of these steps, and then you get into the main section of the bus. So obviously this is a pretty fancy bus. Got some refreshments and stuff right here. There's some sort of a soda or something over there on that table. You can walk all the way down through here. Lots and lots of seats. And then there's yet another refreshments table. Now, Alexander's bus had purely seats in it. I wanted mine to be somewhat of a more luxurious bus, not quite as much of a tour bus as it is a chartered bus. So they're different purposes. Both of these buses are, but they're in the same body. But mine has a less amount of seats in here due to the fact that I have this refreshments table, and down this itty bitty hallway, a little plant for good measure. It's hard to see. Sorry, my camera's actually blocking out the lighting, but you can see the little plant back there. You walk down this 2-stud wide hallway, and you open up this door, and that leads to the bathroom. Alexander's did not have a bathroom, but again, these buses were built for different purposes, so I think that's really okay. Not that this bathroom is anything too big, it just has a sink and a toilet, and I need to add some toilet paper in there. So not counting the driver, this bus as it is can seat 13 minifigures, and if you don't want to do the math, plus 1, 14. So 14 minifigures total can fit in this bus, which in real life that's nothing. That's like, a small school bus, but in the Lego world, that's a lot of minifigures for one vehicle. And if you think that's a lot, don't think that, because his can actually fit more because his has more seats. So again, thank you so much, Alexander, for letting me share this. I hope you do eventually see it at some point. You do know that it's up. So again, thank you so much. I really, really love this build. Very good job on it. It's very impressive. I've always liked just these buses where you can just cram in a whole bunch of minifigures, and can make it look really realistic and packed, and this model it hits the nail on the head. If that's what you're looking for, it can totally do it. And just the design of it is realistic. The front end, it's real smooth, large windshield, not much of a grill, kind of just an entire sloped front end. I just love it. It's so perfect. It's so awesome. So yeah, thank you once again for sharing this build in the first place, for one thing. And you shared it with, I don't know how many views that video has, like 10 million or something. It's something huge. It's 8 million, 6, I don't know. It's 4 to 10. That's a huge range, but again, it's awesome. Thank you all to everybody who's watching this, and thank you once again to Alexander for letting me build and share this MOC, which is quite technically yours with a few customizations from me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.